Where'd you get that?
I got it from Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
Cool.
My wife and I, we went there a few years ago before we got married. And there's a big, not, I wouldn't say expat Polish population there, but there's a Polish mercenaries that stayed in Haiti a long time ago, and they blended with the population. So we went out there and kind of went to go see that village and spent about a week out there. It was pretty fun.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you're married to a woman. Oh, that's awesome. What do you think about the recent 90-day couples? I know that there's two gentlemen on the show, and they look absolutely lovely. I'm rooting for them. I think.
What do I think about the two guys?
Yeah.
On which one, Other Way or Happily Ever After?
Other Way.
Well,
I don't really watch the show that much, to be honest. My family does, but I don't.
That Kenneth and Armando, they seem like a sweet couple. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out in Mexico.
For sure.
Don't really have anything bad to anything to make fun of them about. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, a lot of people blast them about the whole Mexican food thing and stuff. But, then there's that guy Tim that went down to go see or be with Melissa down in Colombia. I think he's kind of a strange character. He's low key. I don't even know how he cheated on her. Like, the guy's seems like a bit of an insult to me. So
people sure. Things there's not
yeah.
Passed down.
It could be a storyline that was made up for the for that. Who knows? Kenneth not liking horchata and guacamole.
Who doesn't love guacamole?
So that's a healthy snack.
Mm.
Yeah. And what was it? I think Brittany going to Jordan is a totally fake relationship. That's got to be fake. I mean,
let's not get triggered. Let's not trigger you.
Oh yeah, God, she is so
quite the personality.
So fake, so fake.
Come
on. And Ariella and Binyam.
I like Ariella.
Yeah, they seem okay. Pretty interesting. Kind of a sad situation with his ex-wife and kid.
I hope.
But if people didn't know, Binyam, I think that sounds like Benjamin. So if you're an old Ethiopian Christian, they have very similar names. It's just spelled different because they're Amharic language.
Interesting.
So Binyam should mean Benjamin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Anyway, let's go back to where we left off.
I am actually be done talking about it and stop emptying all what I have in my mind. I've been trying not to. I've tried to forget, but I can't forget. It's just not a big deal. So it's once I say this, I hope that I never have to talk about it again unless it's in a court of law.
Yeah, I understand. Besides this Virginia female thing, and now you're saying that there was some stinginess with him kind of sharing with the bills and stuff like that. Would you say that there were any other issues, or were those the two primary issues?
Well, if we would get into arguments, he wouldn't talk to me for several days. Things that I told him, he wouldn't check on me during the day, especially if he was in a bad mood. Mm-hmm. Even when I was sick, I didn't feel like he was really reaching out and trying to take care of me. He'd bring home food sometimes from the restaurant, but
Did you guys ever talk about like maybe starting a family?
Absolutely. He said that, well, after an April Fool's joke that I not so delicately dropped on him, I did the April Fool's of being pregnant and losing my job, and he was like, no, that. And so he, right. And so after that, it was kind of like, okay, well, in 2 years, once we have a car, a house, then we can start having kids.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, that's fine. I just don't want to be too old. I want to be healthy.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, and was his family also kind of pushing him towards that direction?
I don't know.
No. Would he talk to his family a lot still, or is that
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he spoke about his sister a lot and his cousin, a cousin of his that he's very close to. They would talk a lot. Yeah, nothing unusual.
okay? So still pretty nuclear family. He would still kind of update them. It wasn't like a distant type of family once he moved over here. He would he
Yeah,
was yeah.
no, I think he kept him.
And you have a pretty good relationship with the family also.
From what I thought, I think so. I didn't
Um,
have problems with them.
yeah. Now let's fast forward after starting COVID. Um, COVID's kind of messed with a lot of our livelihoods and
Yeah,
even relationships, mental health, well-being, stuff like that. Uh, actual health, depending on how old you are and
right.
this stuff. Um, did that have any effect on what just recently occurred? Do you think, or was it because maybe he had too much time on his hand?
Well, the time that he had on his hands, he was playing Call of Duty and talking to one of his friends that was trying to get over here as well, either a work visa or talking to my other friends. He had a friend that was a new friend. He was single. Um, he was trying to
He
like,
was playing matchmaker.
yeah, he was trying to talk to me and tell me things were beautiful, and I'm like, okay. Eventually, I blocked him because I just felt really uncomfortable with his presence.
I see.
Yeah.
So playing Call of Duty. Well, this is when
leaving
maybe
leaving the house for like a couple hours, and I don't know, I just didn't like.
was he exercising or what was up?
Yeah, he was exercising. He large jugs of sand, and we had band home and all sorts of stuff, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Trying to exercise, it was just kind of hard. I actually did stop exercising because I don't know, I was getting depressed. I didn't feel like he was telling me that I couldn't get outside of the circle. But I was like just so anxious because I never knew what he was doing behind a closed door, who he was talking to, and I just didn't feel comfortable. Like after finding out all these things, catching him on the phone and him lying about where he's going, what he's doing, and lying to me about money, I don't know. It was hard for me really to trust him. So,
Mm.
um,
So now you're bringing this up, being uncomfortable about what he was saying. Now, what's explain that a little bit.
comfortable about what he was saying.
You said he was talking to people
Yeah, I never
on the
knew
phone about.
talking to. And I actually put, not good, but I will admit that I did this. I put a translator app on my phone, tried to like translate conversations like twice. I tried to do that. He caught me
Mhm.
once, got mad. And then the second time I did it was just like briefly stuff. And the things that I was getting translated was like, yo, me and his friend are going to get this money. The words, this house forbids speech like that, and something about like pictures on an iMessage and things. I don't know. And some of it was just like talk about Call of Duty, so I stopped translating. I had no interest in that.
But this is from the Tunisian Arabic type to English.
Yep.
So the Tunisian Arabic, it's not actually written in Arabic. It's written with like Roman
Yeah.
Roman numerals and stuff like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I never understood how that. I could kind of read a little bit Arabic and write it out, but I never like the Tunisian, the North African stuff. They use the sevens and the threes and stuff and
Oui.
the Roman numerals. So
Et
um,
il parle en français aussi. Like ça va, CV, and
yeah.
bonsoir, bienvenue are.
So he got mad that you put a translator app on your phone to translate all that.
Yeah, I did it one time and he caught me. He was pissed and he felt uncomfortable. He's like, I'm never going to talk in front of you ever again. I'm like, you don't do it anyways. And sorry, yeah, it's not good. But I feel uncomfortable because of some of the things that I could hear him say and I knew who he was talking to and I just felt
But
uncomfortable.
you could understand Arabic, right?
لا أتكلم اللغة العربية بطلاقة للأسف. I can speak very little. I'm not that great, unfortunately. I
But
do
you could understand Arabic.
very little, like I keywords and phrases. I got better.
Okay, keywords and that's the key to understanding this. Like
Yeah.
you could probably understand conjunctions. You could understand basic nouns, maybe.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when was the last time you spent time in Arabic country?
July of last year.
But like a long period of time. You said that you
Oh,
lived in Saudi Arabia.
lived in Saudi Arabia when I was a younger girl, or third, fourth, fifth, and a little bit of sixth grade. So about 3.5 years. That was, around Y2K. So it had been a while. But I always,
Yeah, you still hold on to some of that stuff.
yeah, for sure. And there's like some things you can research, and I like learning different words and different languages too. So I always like to learn the bad words first.
That's usually how it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you discovered some things on his phone that were not really too good on that he was saying that was not reflecting too good on your relationship. Is that right?
I discovered things that he was saying behind my back. So I've So, I got sick in June for a little bit, and then it was my birthday was good, Ramadan, Corona. June is okay, and then July comes around and it's his birthday, and he didn't like anything that I was doing for him or got for him, even though he wasn't supposed to have the day off, but miraculously he did. Um, he wanted to do something and he didn't tell me what he wanted to do, so I didn't really plan anything. I kind of just had like an idea of what I wanted to do for the day. And do you need any help with anything?
It's this alarm that's driving me.
I put it's my mom. I put a thing in it, a battery in it, and it's still beeping.
It's not working.
Oh, okay.
This is what's driving your nuts.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about the fire alarm?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought that little beep was.
Oh, you can hear that? Oh,
Yeah, I can hear it.
I
It's an echo.
I replaced the battery and I guess it's going back off. Okay, so yes, what was I saying? I lose my train of thought.
You got sick. You fast forward to July.
So I didn't get any big gifts. Cash from working a second job to, because he wanted a new iPhone and I wanted to get the iPhone 12. We have Christmas, so I was saving up for that, saving up for, anniversary stuff. So, do you want to meet my mom real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I just got in from a long trip, so I'm not looking real hot.
No, it's okay. Hello,
Hey.
Mrs. Voelker, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Say hello to Instagram Live.
Oh, okay. What are you two talking about?
Life.
No, we're just talking about things,
Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about Hetty, by the way? He's a good guy, right?
There's a hand. You know,
She really hoped for the best, and
after
that's it.
after it was all said and done, we didn't like the whole process leading up to it. I was really hopeful.
Hmm.
You know, but the ball finally dropped and the truth was revealed.
Yeah.
That's all that I really have to say, because otherwise
That's
it won't be
wonderful.
nice.
You,
Anyway.
you know, let me just say this. It's a really good thing that they didn't really share too many things together. A child, a house, you know, too many things. At this point, if everything kind of
I'm
fell
just,
apart, it's kind of a good thing, right? Like, you guys didn't have any kids, didn't, you know, expand your relationship further than what it is. It may be a blessing in disguise, right?
I just saw your. Are you the dude that does the 90-day Yahoo?
Yeah.
How did you start that?
Oh, Lisa from 90 Day Fiance, she found my profile on Facebook, and then she called me a Yahoo boy. So that's how I named myself Yahoo Boy.
Oh, okay. Well, you
Word.
know, I was afraid that Hetty was going to be a Yahoo boy, and he turned out to be one.
Yeah.
It seemed like, and we had tried to communicate this earlier to Kendall, but things being as it was, she was in love, that Tunisia really is a big breeding ground for these young men. And so we were hopeful that it wasn't that situation. And then when he got here, things seemed to be okay, but too many lies. They're very good at lying.
Yeah, I understand. You know, it's my understanding is North Africa is big for doing that to French women.
Yeah.
But from watching this show, there's been a couple of North African men that, you know, turn out to be,
Yeah.
you know, doing that to American women. So
I don't know if you're familiar with Jacksonville, Florida, but there seems to have been quite a pocket of that activity up there.
I live in Jacksonville.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
may be.
Yeah, I live in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Anyway, I need to go unpack.
Okay, no problem. We'll talk to you later.
I like your post.
Okay.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah. So let's go into July. About that whole.
To say the least. So, my birthday, and I wanted to do small things. He loves Japan, loves Japanese culture. I'm like, cool, let's go to the Murakami Gardens. He's like, no, I want to go to Japan for that. If I'm going to be in a Japanese garden, and I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. We'll make it happen. So he wanted to go to Universal. So before he, his birthday day, he's like, oh, wait, well, what I want to do, I can't do it. It takes too long. He's like, what did you want to do? So I'm like, okay, garden here, jungle safari in your car kind of thing, and paintball, whatever. So we go and do the jungle thing. And while we're driving, he's hooked up to the phone in the car, and I see Laura's number come through. And I lose my mind. Like, I don't know this number. I don't know this number. Like, and I said, okay, well, let's not ruin the day. And I try not to lose my mind, try to make it work. He wanted to turn the car around. I was like, no, let's keep going. So we keep going. He didn't want to go paintballing. It was too hot. He didn't want to go to the Palm Beach Breakers, have a nice lunch. He wanted me to go make food at home. So I went and got some beef, and he just made lunch for himself. And as there's leftover raw beef sizzling in the pan, he finished his meal and goes and closes the door and goes to sleep. And if he wants to spend his birthday without me, then okay, I'm not going to bother you. So he starts going to work again, and I'm like, okay, well, let me go do my thing, like get the balloons I wanted to do. I wanted to put balloons all over the house and make a nice meal for him to come home after his night shift. So apparently he didn't have to work, so he just went to the gym by himself, and I'm like shopping and stuff, and he comes home to balloons all over love notes on all of them, and he just looks at them with like no emotion on his face. And I was crying, and he was like, "Oh, and by the way, since you're already crying, I wanted to let you know that I hated today, and I hated what we did, and the seeing the animals special, and we have that in Tunisia, and I've already seen all those animals." I'm like, "Oh God, okay." So I made him dinner. He didn't want a cake, so I put 26 candle thing. That was cute. Gave him his gift. Got him diving fins and a snorkel. I had a beard kit coming. It didn't come on time. It was being handmade by a dear lady who specializes in like making gifts for facial stuff. And what else? Cologne. He didn't like the cologne. I gave that away after about a month. And shoes, and I didn't get him shirts, but his shoes were broken, and I kept using his pair, so I got him another pair, just because like I feel like I ruined the first pair. So he didn't like any of that. And then day he told me that he didn't want to do any anniversary stuff with me, not to put on any passport information on anything, and he didn't want to spend the anniversary.
Oh,
So
my daughter's here.
oh hi, sweetheart.
I might have to move to the other room for a second. Let me do that.
Sure. Lola.
Let me know if you could hear me okay. Can you hear me good?
Yeah. Lola. So he tells me he doesn't want to spend our first anniversary together. Don't buy any tickets because he's not going, pretty much, right? So I was like, are you kidding me? And I lost my mind. We got into a fight, and I basically said, like birthdays are not just about gifts, because he wanted an expensive gift. So he's like, you have to pick my birthday. So I bought him a Gucci wallet that was orange and like hot nude, like eco-friendly. Like I thought it was beautiful, and him and unique and special. And he made me print it. He wanted something bigger and better. I have to do better than an iPhone, is what he told me. So yeah, I lost my mind after he told me he didn't want to spend his anniversary with me, and so I told him like you should start looking for another apartment, and he got mad at that, and he didn't try and fight me on that. He's like, all right, I'll just start looking. I'll make a plan. And I'm like, I don't mean that. Like as soon as it came out of my mouth, I immediately apologized, and I was crying, and I'm just upset. I didn't know how to deal with that. I didn't know how to deal with any, and I don't know what to say. I'm getting lost in my thoughts thinking about it because
Yeah, let me kind of backtrack a little bit. Then, is there anything that led to that, to him like doing this, kind of having this type of reaction to all this?
well, maybe because he told me he needed a new phone and I didn't get him one, or maybe because he got me a lovely phone for my birthday when mine literally broke. I don't know. He would tell me whenever I would be in my moods because I felt like things were right. He's like, you don't want to get out from the circle. You want to stay in the circle. Like this is crazy. You just want to stay in it. And he would never.
They
He was trying. He was trying to work, and some days would be better than others.
For some reason, some of your words are not coming in, so I'm not sure if it's something wrong with your phone.
Do you want me to repeat myself?
Is your battery okay? Because I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I'm plugged. He
Okay.
just disconnected my devices.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm kind of hearing you. All right. Do you know if perhaps he was talking to some people around that period that may have drove him to start saying these things?
No.
But you said that, what was it, June, that you saw this Laura girl pop up
That was last year. Laura was popping up May of last year. That's the 540 number. Laura is 540. She's the Virginia girl.
okay. But there was another girl you said that
Oh,
popped up.
I didn't even tell you about this. So in January, after the show came out, there was a blonde woman online who actually follows a lot of the 90 Day stuff. And I unfollowed her like once or twice. I did not like at the time, I did not like the content that she was posting. I thought it was too sexy, too raunchy, and I would prefer that my husband not look at such things. Come to find out, he was talking to her for almost 2 weeks, and she was talking crap about me. So he decided to have a conversation with her and tell her that she's important to him. He doesn't want to lose her, and he tried to FaceTime her a few times and like talk to her, and she, screenshots of the conversations, and I lost my mind. I was like, "Who is this? Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought it was you.
Okay.
That's why I'm talking to her like that. I thought it was you."
That's very strange. Very strange indeed.
Even if you think it's me, like, say something to me. I'm not the kind of person that can act. I mean, I guess because I was on the show, I can act, but reality show, I just tell.
So he said that he thought it was you. Maybe you made a fake account, try to bait him in or something, or what?
But this person's been posting for years and has like life going on. Like, I don't have time for that. I have a full-time job. You kidding me? I don't have time for that. And he would say that he doesn't have other people. He has jobs. But here he is at work. I have the screenshots.
Ouch.
Oh,
Okay.
so back to July, I guess. So that happened. Even my mother talked to him and asked him to, stop talking to this person he's been talking to since May, and he never stopped. And he said that he never said that he would stop talking to her. Doesn't make sense. So after
right
that,
now, I've already accumulated three women so far, that just from talking in this live.
mm-hmm.
There's 3 women. There's the one from Houston, there's the one from Virginia, and then there's the one he was talking to and trying to FaceTime and saying all this stuff.
Actually, Laura's in New York. Laura's in New York, but she has a Virginia area code.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go back to July now. July hits, and what starts happening after this whole scenario with the gifts, and kind of throwing a fit about that.
I was thinking about filing for divorce, and I told him it got to a boiling point one day, and I was like, yes, I have an attorney, and I can't take it anymore, and I really want to work on things, but like, you're pushing me. Like, I told you I didn't want to be in a relationship with a liar. And he got very offended, said he's not a liar. And I was like, okay, I won't use that word, but you can't stop doing what you're doing. I've pled with you. I've cried. Like, you see we're having problems in our relationship. You say it's me, that I have the negative thoughts, and I'm really trying to release this negative thoughts. I even spoke to a therapist about it. She says I'm being manipulated. So I'm doing the best that I can to figure out my own problems and just keep busy. I even went so far as to getting a new gym membership and starting a boot camp. And
so basically, that's when he started gaslighting you.
Oh, he's been gaslighting me this whole time, getting mad at me.
But this is the first time you told me on this live that he's obviously was gaslighting you. So, all right.
Yeah,
maybe it was you. Maybe you need to go see a psychiatrist or
he said he would get counseling, and then he backed out of that and said that no, I never said that. I don't do that. But I showed him like the divorce papers that I got. For about 2 weeks, and he started getting better. Better. He was a lot more tolerant of what I had to say, and but even then, he still. I would ask him to go to the gym. He'd be like, "I don't want to go." I'd be like, "Okay, I'm going." And then like, "I don't want to go." He's like, "Okay, well, I think I'm gonna go." I'm like, "Okay, you don't want to do it with me?" "Oh, I changed my mind." "What? You don't have a personality to go by yourself?" I'm like, God. So that was July. And things started getting better for a little bit, for like a little bit. And then one day he says to me, "I want to go to West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale to go look at bartending schools." And so I said, "I prefer to drive you. I don't feel comfortable with you taking my car. You don't have a driver's license, so let me drive you." He got kind of mad at that. And so what he did do is he still took my car, but he didn't go to Delray Beach like he said he was. He trimmed his beard, he put on new cologne, and he put on a nice outfit, and he went down the street to a sketchy Ross parking lot, dimly lit. I left my purse and my phone in the car, and I tracked my phone to this place. A dear friend of mine was so kind to track my phone down, park next to near the car, and we watched it. There was a dark SUV, like a Jeep, like in the area, and it looked like there were people in it, but we weren't that sure. Come to find out, there were people in that car, and they circled past us like twice, and then they went to a gas station, and then Hetty, about like 10 minutes later, comes out from that area. So I don't know if he was looking at jobs there, or if he was, because he was looking for jobs, or he was meeting someone there. Now, I confronted him about his lies 2 days later, but when he got home, he got mad at me for looking up the address on my laptop. I left my laptop open with the address. He was pissed. He was mad at me for looking at that. Why do you care if I'm looking up HVAC schools? Like, I literally thought I was looking for a reason for you to be in this area, just to like be like, okay, there's something there. I have nothing to worry about. I was trying to like not worry by looking up these things. And so I just didn't feel comfortable, because what he was telling me was he was going this way, but he's really going this way. So I told him 2 days later that the odometer didn't match up to what he told me. He's like, "Oh, that doesn't matter. That thing doesn't work. Like, it's lying, whatever." Not lying, but you shouldn't look at that. Excuse me, you're shopping for a car. You know that people base their valuation of their vehicles on mileage. So the mileage isn't going to be wrong. You're wrong. Try a different story that fits in my mind. So he's like, "Oh, the guy called me and told me." First, he said he met the guy in the street in Delray Beach near his cafe. They worked out there. Don't worry, look at the mileage. "Oh, the guy called me and said that he couldn't meet." I'm like, "Okay, I already checked your call logs," because he did, and you hadn't called the bartending school for a week. So there's no text messages, there's no calls, but there's just data. So that's a lie. He's like, "Oh, okay, well, I met the person there." I'm like, "Okay, so maybe you did meet someone." He like slipped up and kind of made it seem like he actually did meet someone, but he was trying to make it out like this guy. And then he says it to me, "Well, I just kind of wanted to go by myself, and that's why I lied to you, because I just wanted time by myself, and you never give it to me."
So did he mention what these these kind of confrontations that you have with him to anybody?
Did he what? Oh, I don't know. That would be a good question for his friends and family. I really don't
But was he bashing you to anybody?
know. Come to find out, yes, he was. I didn't find that out till later. Not at this point.
But who was he bashing you to? Like, it wasn't his family. What was it? Because you guys are good.
Talking bad things about me to Laura and other random women. And I'm pretty sure his cousin, he probably told him, oh, maybe the other friend too, like, "I can't, talk to you because she's, up my butt or something." Oh, typically when I was on the phone and I was like pretending to be jealous because he was talking to his nice cousin over there, we would make jokes, but it wasn't a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But other than the women online, I don't know who he was talking about me.
Did at any point did you feel like maybe you were a little bit too much on him, or did you just were you just starting to become insecure? Because I mean, you did let a lot of these red flags go for a little while, and I'm assuming up until recently, then you started kind of picking up the pressure on looking into some of these lies and stuff like that.
I would try to put them out of my mind, but while I was by myself, sometimes it would distract me from what I was doing, and I'd look online, just do research. Is it still there? Is it still what I was? Like, I don't know. I maybe I was too much. I did tell him that his freedom was shit with me. Even though I gave him my car to do whatever he wanted to do, like go to work and stuff, and I would drive him and there. I tried to, hey Andrew, but he didn't really seem interested in my friends. He didn't seem interested in like having a life there. Unfortunately, we only went on like 2 double dates, and he just didn't care to be with friends, and you just work.
Now, we just talked to your mom before, but were they on good terms, your mom and him, up until recently?
He actually planned to be. They planned to be together on my birthday, and that was really awesome. That was big. You know, love you, the family kind of. He was fine with them, and to be honest, my whole family was asking about him as best as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I did animosity. Even my father was hopeful. Like, wow, we're really proud of him for working so hard.
Mm-hmm. Now, you guys have an apartment together, or?
Yes, we have a 1-bedroom. It's on the ocean too. It's lovely, small but comfortable.
But now everything's wrapping up, or how's that going to work out?
He is no longer in the apartment. He decided to leave a week after I left to be with my family without a word. So what happened with that issue is, you know, after his birthday, then he lied about where he was going, what he was doing on a Sunday night. No, mind you, he was like going to meet someone on a Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
So that was July. Let me look at my calendar real quick. Very specific with the dates. This is me. I'm so sorry.
Ouch.
That was on I think is that June? No. I think that was on the 19th of July. Birthday was on the 5th. Okie dokie for maybe 2 weeks, and then he wants to be out when he has a night off on a Sunday. And then a week later, not even a week later, on the 24th, he has the car to go to work. And then on the 25th, I drop him off at work. I go do my yoga, do my class, like doing my grocery shopping. I'm like on a new level here. I'm like, this is my new gym. I'm going to get food, like wifey, right? So I am picking my stuff out of the car, and all of a sudden I see a condom wrapper in the back seat of my car, and it's still a little freshly lubed. And we haven't used such materials for at least 3 months, and we don't use those materials in the car ever. So after cleaning my car, having it, you know, treated chemically, after cleaning my house, and I don't leave trash like that lying around, why is this in the backseat of my car? It doesn't make sense. I don't.
It was in the back seat.
Yes, it was the back seat on the floor.
And the wrapper was where?
That was the wrapper. It was just a
It,
wrapper.
it was just a wrapper? Okay.
Yep.
But it wasn't actually the condom.
No, if it was, I would have had that thing DNA tested ASAP. So,
All right. So let's go back a little bit now. All right. So you find that. Now let's go back to this dingy like place that you kind of tracked them to. Did you ever figure out what that place was that he said that he had this meeting at?
the Ross parking lot off of Hillsborough and Powerline, Deerfield Beach. Just a Ross. There's restaurants around there, but I don't know who he meant, what he was doing in there, other than he lied to me. He lied again while telling the truth, and then he tells me he just wants time and space away from me. That's his final answer.
So he would leave, like if you guys got into some kind of arguments or something, or you just want to leave the house, he would leave the house.
We didn't even get into an argument. He planned it all day to be away from me. Remember, because he wanted to go to Fort Lauderdale and then West Palm Beach? What? No, he changed his story so it would be more believable, so he could be gone out of time. To do what? I have no idea.
Oh my God. What was his explanation of that?
I already told you. He said he was being a bartender in Delray Beach.
No. I mean about the rapper.
Oh, that it wasn't him. I his place of work, and I used to count the condoms. There were 3 missing at one point. Now there's only 2 missing. Very strange. There were condoms in the box from 2 different countries. On the box it says like India and Thailand, but like you don't have like it just they come off a thing. It looked like he bought rubbers from another box and put it in there because they were the same style. It looked like it was from 2 different things. This is how like effed up like I have to go. Like I'm like, oh man, it's so stupid. Like this is useless energy wasted on things trying to discover a solution and evidence in a relationship when I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't even have to be thinking like this, but I had to be at this level so I could like find the truth. And all I wanted was the truth. So I go to his place of work, I show him everything. He's like almost laughing. And he's like, this is crazy. Like, this is ridiculous. And then on the way home, he's like, he's like, well, you know, sometimes people plant things and it could have been you. Like, how do you know if it's not you? And did you do this? So we would have problems. Why would I cause problems? I've been the one asking for you to stop causing problems because you can't stop talking to strange women. So why would I plant a condom wrapper in my own back seat so I could have more problems with you? Why? I'm asking for the problems to go away.
Okay, so you hardly let him use the vehicle, but
No,
like,
I let him take it because I didn't want to start a problem. I just wanted him to feel like he had a normal life.
Yeah, like, you know, like some kind of freedom or, you know, some.
Yeah, he was telling me his freedom was crap with me, so I didn't.
Yeah, but before you said they used to like have to take him to work and stuff like that.
I did.
But
then the day after I find the condom, he tried to make everything nice and everything, and I was like, maybe I can go for it. But the next day, good mood. I'm like so thankful he's in a good mood. But he asked me how did I sleep. And I said terrible because I found a condom in my car yesterday. My husband tells me it's not his, and I don't know where it came from. So he immediately went into a bad mood, and I tried to take him to work, and we were arguing, and I let him get out of the car. I stopped the car, and I was like, you know, just get out. Like, you don't want to talk to me. And he got out, and I really shouldn't have done that. I regret it, but at the time, and I did try to pick him back up, but he didn't want to get in the car. And so he went to work. He walked 2 hours to work, And oh, by the way, I have his SIM card at this point because the night before I said it's gonna get worse if you don't like just admit like what you're doing. You're don't let it get worse. He's like, let it get worse. So I took a SIM card. So I forgot about it actually. I didn't give it back and I kicked him out. So he wasn't able to call anyone. And so he just went to work. Comes home at like 6:30. He's sad, upset. I'm, not talking to me. I made dinner, gave him some water and stuff like that. And then I hack into his Instagram using the SIM card, and you can do that. So if you don't have two-factor authentication, or if you do, you can still get in there because of just the way you can go through the SIM card.
Mm-hmm.
Conversations. And the first conversation was Laura, her Instagram. And recite exactly what was said. Did I send you these pictures? Like, did I send you these screenshots? I don't know if I did or not. I think I sent them to someone recently, but
Just you could briefly go over it.
okay. So but first off, their nicknames to each other are Boo Boo, like BU, like Boo Boo, teddy bear, idiot. I don't know. So they have nicknames for each other. And he tells her, did she try to text you from my number? And she's like, no, I blocked your number for a few hours last night. He's like, oh yeah, she has my SIM card. And today she picked me to work. Like I pick him up to go to work. Do we not live together? I drove you to work. She picked me to work and left me in the middle of the road, said, get out from the car because we were fighting. And after she was asking me to go to work, but I did not. Hetty, you went to work. That's the only place that you could go. I walked from 7:45 to 9:50 for like 2 hours and then the sun hit. She says, I'm really sorry, Amor. I hate when you deal with that asshole and you go through all that shit. And then she talked about her mom, having an issue or something. And she's like, just letting you know what's going on because you're part of our family. He says, thank you, mi amor. I hope he is well. I'm praying for him. She says,
Part of our family?
Yeah, you're part of our family, and thank you, mi amor. He says, thank you, mi amor. And I asked him if he ever called anyone, love or anything outside of me. He's like, no. But here, clearly, he does. She says, sí, papi, te amo mucho. I'm waiting for your call. What does he say? He says, I want to leave her. She says, sí, amor. I support you. There's more conversation, but like I said, he deleted this conversation as soon as I got into his Instagram. Then I see him, talking with random people that he works with, some Brazilian chick at the hotel, a friend from back home, someone who's a 90 Day fan named Nor, whatever. He just like keeps messaging back and forth. Like, it's fine, but I don't never talk like that to people because I'm stranger danger. I think it's weird. He was always talking to random people. A friend from Tunisia that blocked me because I questioned something about him making me pay extra money for an MRI or the K1 visa medical exam. It was strange. I don't know. He made her block me. And then I get to a screenshot of a girl named Chima. What girl number is this? Is this number 4 or 5?
Oh, this is number 4 at least.
So they've been talking since like June to July, just like back and forth, hi, how are you and stuff. And I'm so glad I have screenshots of this. This is like money right here. There's screenshots are sending pictures of our trip still. And she's like, and what is all this? And he's like, this is called having a nice life and getting out of Tunisia. And she's like, and what about her? And he says, there's nothing between us. I want to have a Tunisian wife and child. And she's like, oh, well, that is haram. He's like, no, it's not. Americans get divorced all the time, and it's like not a big deal for them.
Wow.
and it's just basically for papers. That was back in late June, and he was talking to her like voice chat, video chatting. Why are you video chatting with a stranger? Like, how, why? And then I had other, early June text messages where he's just messaging random women who are Tunisian or from wherever, like bonsoir, like hello. He's sending hellos like he used to back in Tunisia when he was single. So he's acting like a single man. He's like, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't say that.
In any of these conversations, did he say that he was even married to you?
Well, oh yeah, he would acknowledge that we're married, but clearly I'm an asshole. That he's just dealing with to Laura, and then to Chima, I'm just married him for papers. He's just trying to have a nice life.
Okay, so he's just using it as a stepping stone.
He's had Tunisian wife and child.
So Chima, is she a Tunisian?
Yes, I believe so. But I think she's in Spain. They don't even follow each other anymore. So what is that? Mm-hmm. I don't follow him anymore. He doesn't follow me. He blocked me, removed me from his life, basically. New York.
So this reality TV is asking. She's already asked a few times. What's his current immigration status?
Well, he's still valid. He's still here legally.
Yeah, he's got a work permit. That's but he's not a green card holder, right?
No, green card holder.
That takes a little while to get. I think it's like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've only been married less than a year.
And we filed in January for that. So I also went back and just looking like what I was doing in my life while he was messing with all these random people. And he is sending pictures back and forth and videos back and forth, like in June, to a random woman. No, I'm not responsible for him for 10 years. That's only if he has his permanent residency green card or the conditional green card. If it goes through after 2 years, I'm not responsible for him. To my knowledge. Now, if something comes up otherwise, then I will face that responsibility as it comes. But you can look at this information, whether someone has a conditional green card or not. But, look up uscis.com or .gov. So if I'm responsible, then it's something I have to bear. If I'm not responsible, then I will be, living my life accordingly. So back to Noor from Arizona. Sorry,
woman number 5.
I guess. Random woman, a friend. I don't know any friends of mine that I send pictures, videos to all day, every day, even at work. He's like sitting on the toilet at 7 o'clock in the morning or making breakfast, and he's sending a picture at 7:12 a.m. on a day that I'm sick. And then he did it for several days, like consecutively. And I got pissed off that he wasn't checking on me. And he comes home and I'm sad and I'm like not feeling well. And he's wondering why. And I'm like, because you're not checking on me. I tell you I am sick and I get nothing from you for hours, but you can send pictures and videos back to back to back to back to back to this person named Noor. And I don't even know who this person is. Like, she's not important. Take care of your family first. And then when you have free time, because you're at work and you have a sick wife at home, so it just didn't make sense. And he said it was just text via pictures. And he actually called me yesterday, and I said, "How can you do that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's something normal for me. I'm not married, like, cut him off." Like, this is
I mean, it'd be normal for you to have guy friends, or do something different, but sending photos. I mean, I won't even send photos to guy friends. I mean, that's just not.
I send photos to anyone other than like on Instagram. Like, it's stupid. Like, sorry, but can you see this? Like, just all day. June 9th. June 10th. June 10th. I don't even know how many. Then it's July 5th. His birthday.
What was wrong with you back then, if you don't mind me asking?
I was sick. I just think like I had a stomach bug or something. I'm Rona next.
Wasn't COVID.
No, it wasn't COVID. Thank goodness. I was like keeping to myself. I was just going to the gym and I sanitized everything. I stopped going to the gym because I was like didn't want to bother him at the time and I wanted to go with him, but I just lost interest. Oh, I also found his second phone. He had a second phone hidden in a pocket in a jacket, hidden in another jacket, with his Tunisian SIM card in there. Very strange. So yeah, I found all those messages, and Laura and all that saying he wants to leave me, saying he wants a Tunisian wife, all this other stuff. So I don't know how many more. Well, I do know there's more. I do have more from like what I saw before, and people have been sending me things. So I have a lot of just stuff coming back here. I also know he has a second Instagram account.
This is getting so confusing to me with all these women. Like, I hope you have this all written down, because this I mean, okay, well, I mean, for somebody that like yourself that it happened personally with, I'm sure you have a better memory or timeline than I would. But it's just like it's just too much. It's too much.
I then got him served papers, and there was like a fight with that, with his passport and stuff. And I don't know. I just
This is just crazy.
uh,
Not even a year married. All these red flags and different things. Oh my goodness gracious.
supposed to have a good year together, and
Yeah.
and he's asking me if I want money, since I was making a big deal about money. I'm like, no, I don't want your money. Is in New York. Good for him. It looks like he is living his best life. He looks like he has a new car. How much money he saved up, because he lied to me about how much money he was making. What accomplished in his own personal life, he's worked very hard to get what he wanted. So congratulations to him. I don't want to wish him any ill will, because I don't want to, but at the same time I want revenge, but I'm not gonna seek revenge. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want things to come my way. I just want
No, I understand.
peace. And if he's living well, which by the way, if you see any of his Instagram posts, I either bought him all of his clothes, or I took the photos, or I paid for the trip. That was the social. Like, you're like, you want to complain to me that I don't buy you nice gifts, but like, I look at what I've done for you. I thought like creating a nice lifestyle that you wanted. I thought that it was enough. And
And he just
mad at me.
completely took advantage of you.
He would get mad at me for spending money. So
Guess what? We only have 20 seconds left. Do you want to continue this again, or do you want to do another day?
we can keep going. It's entirely up to you.
All right, let's do another 10 minutes then.
Okay.
All right.